The Jets fall 20-12 in a hard-fought game to the Buffalo Bills. Hey, what's going on? I'm Matt O'Leary, back with another video, and today I'll be talking about the New York Jets matchup versus the Buffalo Bills. Before we get started today, I just wanted to mention you can follow on social media at Matt O'Leary NY. If you haven't already, please make sure to check out the Just Jets podcast. You can call in, leave your reactions, and we'll get to them on the show. Also, please make sure to check out the merch in the merch store. Link to everything is down below in the description. So it was a hard-fought game, but the Jets came up a little bit short today. We're going to run through it. The Jets would win the toss and defer to the second half. The Bills would get the ball and start 3 and out. The New York Jets defense, well, they came to play today. They were very, very good, but unfortunately, well, it wasn't good enough because, well, a lot of factors. We'll get into all of it. So Bills go 3 and out. A beauty of a punt gets him inside the 2. Braxton Berrios does not fair catch. Instead elects for it to bounce and roll inside the 5-yard line. Braxton Berrios had an incredibly tough day after having a very rough week the week prior. Did not bounce back this week. You'd have a big Garrett Wilson slant to pick up a huge third down. Corey Davis penalty, go figure. He has his weekly penalty and then weekly incredibly clutch catch. He is so bizarre, but the Jets would then elect to punt. Next possession for the Buffalo Bills, you would have Sauce with a huge pass deflection, which saves a gigantic play. Huff comes up with a massive pressure. Quinnen Williams comes up with a sack, and that forces the Buffalo Bills to punt. Then you have Braxton Berrios almost screw it up again as he kind of goes like he's going to touch it, then doesn't touch it. It rolls, and it looked like you were going to see a Buffalo Bills potential safety, but it ended up not being a safety, thank God, at that point. Corey Davis comes up with a massive third down catch, taking away or I guess adding to his game because he struggled early on with the penalty, then comes up with a massive catch. Jets would then punt. Bills go 3 and out. McKenzie came up with a really big drop, which saved the Jets. Mike White gets sacked on the next possession. The Jets punt it right back. Big Q, another sack, his second of the day. First double-digit sack guy since Muhammad Wilkerson back in 2015. Things you love to see. Jets force a punt. You'd have a really nice looking Bam Knight run, but that wouldn't be enough to sustain a drive. The Jets punt right back. Still no score at this point. And then you'd see Quinnen Williams down. Non-contact injury. It looked like a knee injury. Now, he would not return in this game, but supposedly it's a calf and not a knee, which I think is a better sign because a non-contact knee would more than likely be an ACL or MCL, and that was not the case. Sheldon Rankins comes up with a big sack. The Jets were forced to punt. White finds Moore for a big throw. He got popped on it. He would have to come out for a few plays, and then he would come back in. When he comes back in, hits Garrett Wilson on a massive throw. The Jets then would punt. Tough of Mike White, who was just gutsy today. That's the only word I'm going to use to describe Mike White. He was incredibly gutsy today. Next possession, the Buffalo Bills get it on 4th and 1, get Mosley to jump offside. That was a killer penalty. Allen scrambles for a first down. Then on 3rd down, Michael Carter would get called with a holding penalty, and then Allen finds Dawson Knox to put the Bills up 7-0. That would get you into the half. Out of the half, the New York Jets get the ball. You would have a Mike White to Garrett Wilson throw on 3rd down, then a Mike White to a big Braxton Berrios catch, and then Bam Knight with a monster run in for a touchdown to tie this puppy up at 7-7. The Jets showing some life, the offense coming alive after a very, very slow start. Then on the next possession, you have another Michael Carter defensive pass interference. Allen would then run it in to make it a 14-7 game. Then you have a big Bam run on 1st down. He looks good. He gets almost a 1st down there. And then Mike White gets absolutely crushed for the 2nd time today. He gets hurt. He has to leave. He goes to the locker room. I think his day is over. Most people think his day is over. Joe Flacco gets strip sacked on his first play because of course he does. He's a statue back there. Just unreal stuff. Bills kick a field goal. Then the Jets punt. Then the Bills add another field goal, and out comes Mike White. Can he save the day after being down 20-7? Okay, interesting. Down 20-7. In comes Mike White. Can he save it? Big throw to Garrett Wilson. Then he was sacked. And he was hit hard again, but he gets up. Incredibly tough. They would punt it back. Good play by Tony Adams at safety on Dawson Knox to force a Buffalo Bills punt. And this time, Jermaine Johnson would block the punt for a safety. The New York Jets are alive and well, which is incredibly ironic because there was some Twitter discourse of people actually thinking that Jermaine Johnson hasn't been very good this year. Fools, idiots are what they are. Jets still alive. Jets get it, obviously, on a safety, so they punt, or kickoff punt, whatever you want to call it, back to the New York Jets. And then Michael Carter fumbles. The Jets are driving. They look like they're going to get points, and Michael Carter puts the ball on the ground. The Buffalo Bills pick it up. Oh, that is unbelievably frustrating. But the New York Jets do a good job. They hold tight. They're going to force the Buffalo Bills to punt. They don't take a timeout, which is borderline. You could take a timeout there. You could play it where you wind down the clock and you hold it on to all three timeouts. They elect to do that. They punt it back. The Jets are moving the ball down the field well. I don't know why that was so hard to get out. Garrett Wilson, another big third down conversion. The Jets would settle for 3 after Braxton Berrios drops the ball directly off of his face mask. Could have elected to go for it. Instead, the Jets settle for 3. It's a 20-12 game. The next drive for the Buffalo Bills is where CJ Mosley would redeem himself. He would cause an incomplete pass and then come up with a massive tackle on third down. The Jets get the ball back. Can Mike White drive him down the field? No, unfortunately. They go 4 and out, 4 incomplete passes. That would do it. The New York Jets fall 20-12 to the Buffalo Bills. Tough one today. Very tough one. A few things cost them. The Joe Flacco fumble, the Michael Carter fumble was bad, a couple of drops, a couple of penalties, just not enough. And again, a gutsy performance from Mike White, 27-44, 268, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but coming in this game and continuing to get back up. How he was able to come back in this game is incredibly gutsy. I thought he broke his ribs, so we're going to keep an eye on just health for him this week, but unbelievable stuff. Garrett Wilson was great. He breaks the rookie record for the New York Jets for most receiving yards for a Jets rookie wide receiver. He ended up finishing 6 catches, 78 yards. Elijah Moore, 6 for 60. Tyler Conklin had 5 catches for 28 yards. Zonovan Knight, your leading rusher, 17 carries, 71 yards, 4.2 yards per attempt on a touchdown. Michael Carter, 5 carries, 5 yards, and a lost fumble. Not a good day for Michael Carter at all. So unfortunately, that would do it. The Jets dropped to 7-6. We are rooting incredibly hard for the Miami Dolphins to beat the Los Angeles Chargers, and you're rooting for the Arizona Cardinals to beat the New England Patriots this week and hopefully keep the Jets alive in the playoff spot. That's going to do it for me. Let me know your thoughts on today's game down in the comments below. Get after me on social media. Subscribe if you're new. I'm Matt O'Leary, and I will catch you next time.